What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to tonight's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. I'm going to be taking you through why I believe that if we need to look for a replacement for Mohamed Salah and we're looking for a like-for-like replacement, why I think I've found the solution. You guys are going to think I'm absolutely insane, but nothing new there. But I do want to know your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Drop a like on it. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. So look, let me say that I've long been an admirer of Jarrod Bowen. And I watched him again today, and there were just so many facets of his game that I think would work very, very well in a Jurgen Klopp system. So I'm going to spend the next few minutes trying to convince you of why I think Jarrod Bowen could be the solution if indeed Liverpool do lose Mohamed Salah to the Saudi League or to anywhere else over the course of the next 6 to 9 months. As I did say, we'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section, so I'm going to get straight into it. Look, I've long been an admirer of Jarrod Bowen. You can go back on Anfield Agenda streams for 2 seasons, and I've been talking about why I think Jarrod Bowen would be a perfect fit for Liverpool. Now, I also understand that people are going to look at this and their immediate responses are going to be one of two things. Either, we don't like him, he's not good enough, you're insane, or, Craig, he just signed a new long-term 6 or 7 year contract, I think it was, at West Ham. And both of those are absolutely valid points, and I appreciate your side of that debate. But for me, I just look at him and I just see a Jurgen Klopp type player. If we look at what Klopp wants from his players, and I definitely include Mohamed Salah in this, we're looking for somebody who contributes on a goal scoring front, contributes from the assist scoring front, but most of all, sacrifices himself with hard work for the greater good of the team. And if anybody has watched Jarrod Bowen's recent rise to prominence over the past few seasons with West Ham, I think you'll agree with me, those are attributes that are very much part of his game. Look, there is the age stuff. At the moment, Jarrod Bowen is 26 years of age and will turn 27 in December. So there is the point of view of if we invested that much money, and I would imagine to get Jarrod Bowen out of West Ham, you're probably talking £60 million upwards. That's a lot of money, especially for a 27-year-old. And I've made videos where I've spoke about Leroy Sané and his age being a problem, but Leroy Sané is much more injury prone, in my opinion, than Jarrod Bowen is. And there's also the homegrown aspect of this. Jarrod Bowen knows the Premier League inside out, and no matter what level he tries at with West Ham, he always reaches the goals. Go to the Europa Conference League, helps them win it. Premier League helps them push on. Even after the loss of Declan Rice to Arsenal, he has stepped up as a leader in that West Ham team. Every time I watch this guy play football, he stands out to me. I love him. I really, really do love him. And I'm aware that I could be on my own here. Lots of people are going to be watching this, and we can go through other players that you guys have mentioned before. Kvaratskhelia, Rafael Leao, Rodrigo, and many, many others who we've mentioned on numerous occasions over the course of our time planning for Mohamed Salah's exit. Now, again, have to point out that my first preference is always for Liverpool to renew and extend Mohamed Salah's contract. I just look at this with objective eyes, and I don't really think that John W. Henry, Tom Werner and FSG are going to want to invest a lot more money in Mohamed Salah again as he pushes towards 32 years of age. I'd happily do it. I think Mohamed Salah will be more than fit enough to carry on and play for the next 3 seasons if Liverpool gave him another 2-year extension. So, from that perspective, I hope we're all on the same page. But I do have to start talking about and looking at potential options. And my case to the prosecution, and I'm calling you guys the prosecution who don't want Jarrod Bowen in this, is that he's a perfect fit. So, you guys can tell me in the comment section why you think I'm wrong. What is it about Jarrod Bowen that you just don't think would cut it at Liverpool? Or maybe you are in agreement with me. Look, sometimes there are underappreciated players, and I often ask myself a very basic question. If Jarrod Bowen was French, Brazilian, German, Spanish, it doesn't really matter, would he be a bit more sexy and appealing with regards to a signing? And I think the answer is probably yes. Because this English homegrown player thing can be a curse as well. Sometimes players with the technical ability that some English players have in the modern day don't get the credit for it, whereas a player maybe coming in from one of the leagues abroad does get that credit because they've got a bit of flamboyancy and their name sounds a little bit more exotic. But honestly, if you look in to the performances Bowen puts in, look at how hard he works, look at the engine he has. And one thing that's really shocked me about Jarrod Bowen as well is he's very good aerially. I mean, he's not the tallest of guys by any stretch of the imagination, but he's just a really, really solid, good all-round player. And when you have a team like Liverpool that, yes, does rely on a bit of magic and some star power, I think he has that as well. Add to that Darwin Núñez, of course, Cody Gakpo, Lucho Diaz, and I think you then get the building of a front line that has that word Jurgen Klopp loves so much, which is versatility. Jarrod Bowen can also play in a whole host of positions. This kid has impressed me, and myself and Chris were speaking about Jarrod Bowen a couple of years ago on Anfield Agenda, and Chris has also been a long-term admirer of his. Chris, obviously, because he's from Herefordshire, which is where Chris was from. But look, I really do think he's a perfect fit for this system. Do I think West Ham would be open to selling him? Probably not, but I do think you could make the case to convince him that this is the next step up. Because Liverpool right now are looking like a team that are ready to start challenging for major honours again. I fully expect us to be back in the Champions League next season, and with the money that brings, and of course the ambition of players wanting to play in Europe's top competition, I think that might be the next step, because West Ham have had a great recent history. To win the Europa Conference League, to get themselves a place in the Europa League, that's no mean feat, and they deserve credit for that. But you can't tell me that in a short career, and a Premier League footballer's career, or any footballer's career, is a relatively short career, that the likes of Jarrod Bowen wouldn't have his head turned about coming to a football club like Liverpool FC, playing in the Champions League, and really trying to prove to the world, and of course to himself, that he belongs at that level. I truly believe he does. And I think it could be about £60 million very, very well spent if indeed Liverpool do make that commitment. So look, again, nobody's saying that he is a like for like for Mohamed Salah. No one's ever going to replicate the numbers but Salah does. But look at his recent history again for West Ham. Look at the consistency of performance via goals and assists that Jarrod Bowen has added to his game in a team that is inferior to the Liverpool team that we currently see. So my friends, that is my case, and I hope that you guys agree with me. But if you don't, of course, I do want you to let us know in the comment section. Anfield Agenda is definitely a community driven channel, so we want to know your thoughts. And if you don't think Jarrod Bowen is a good fit, let us know some realistic ones, because look, we'd all love to go out there and sign your Leaos and your Kvaratskhelia and stuff, but we also know that FSG like value, and I've seen plenty of stuff and been told by plenty of people that Jurgen is an admirer of Bowen. I've not heard anything to say that we're about to make a bid or anything, so I'm not trying to say that. This is purely just my perspective on who I think would be a great fit for Liverpool Football Club when the great man Mohamed Salah eventually leaves us. So, it is over to you. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We will be back, of course, tomorrow. If you're watching this on Sunday, we'll be back at 8:30 on Monday. If you're watching this early on Sunday, well, I'll be live in a few minutes. I hope to see you then. And keep your eye out for lots of other bits and pieces as well. Most importantly, check out the bottom corner of the screen. Top of the League is going to be hosting another watch-along tomorrow of Fulham versus Spurs. You can find a link for Top of the League in the description of this video, or you can just scan the QR code on the screen. I'm waiting to hear your responses, my friends. Much love as always. Hope you had a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.